It's Wednesday, August 24th, 2016, and this is the Product Mentor Talk. Today we're joined by one of our mentors, Ladislav Bartos, Head of Product at OComp, and he's going to be leading today's talk on the future of product management, something we've all been waiting for, the future. Just for those of you who might be joining us for the first time today, just let me briefly explain the format. This is a live stream brought to you by the Product Mentor. Product Mentor program is a program that pairs up mentors and mentees all around the world. We're in over 20 countries today in the field of product management, helping make better product people, better decisions, and better products. And so what we have today is we have Ladislav, one of our mentors, and he's going to lead the talk. Just myself, I'm Jeremy Horn, also known as the product guy, and I'll be moderating where I have to today. But with all that said, let me hand it over to Ladislav so that he can tell you a little bit about himself and start the talk on the future of product management.
Thanks, Jeremy. Hi everyone, as Jeremy said, my name is Ladislav Bartos and I'm going to talk about the future of product management. So let's get started. Great. So before we start, let's just talk a little bit about myself, my background. So I have started product management more than 10 years ago, and since then I've been working at startups, small organizations, and even large organizations. Also, I've been working for local companies, which were working only on one market, but also was working on international products, which we launched in multiple different countries. Just some of the companies I've been working at are, for example, eBay, O2, Sky, OComp, and my current product is also the Zone, which actually we just launched in Japan yesterday. And I've been working in roles from head of products to CPO, and of course at the beginning I was junior product manager and slowly move up the scale from product management to senior product management to head of products role. So that would be about me. But before we start to look at the future of product management, let's just review the meaning of product management itself. According to Sachin Rekhi, the former director of product at LinkedIn, product management drives the vision, strategy, design, and execution of the product. While one can often quickly comprehend the basic responsibilities of the role, mastering each of these dimensions is truly an art from that one is constantly honing. This is a great definition, and if you do your research, you're going to find out there are other hundreds of definitions what you can agree with. And what this highlights is that product management is not simple. It's not something what can be easily defined. It can be very different depending on who is reviewing and from what angle. And next question would be, why is it important to understand the future of product management? How can it help you? I highlight here my key points, what I assume that you all going to be agree. From my experience, understanding the future of product management really helps you to launch and manage products more successfully. So you can improve your product management skills, which can help you to launch product and do your product management better. Or if you look at what Heraclitus said, only things that is constant is change. We all know that everything around us, the world, I think everything is changing rapidly right now, starting from technology to consumer behavior. It's constant change. What is relevant today might not be relevant tomorrow. And understanding the future product management, of course, can help you to build a product for the future, not for the present. And this is a point what I use as one of my basic principles when I look at product management. Whenever I have to deliver a product or I'm helping a company to deliver a product, I try not to understand what works now, but try to understand what will work when the product goes live. as you probably know, building a product can last from 1 week to up to even 1 or 2 years. So if you try to focus on the user needs today, and your product build is going to last 2 years, when you launch, it's going to be outdated. So it's very important to understand the complexity of your product, understand that when it's going to be potentially launched, and to make it future-proof, make it scalable. And for that, it's not just about, you won't just need to understand user behavior in the future, but also how product management might change in the future. And you will see that actually future is predictable in a certain extent. And if you are a product manager, you're already doing it. For example, whenever I start working on product, we try to create a forecast of how many customers we are going to get when we launch, when it's going to be launched. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you are very close to your assumptions, but sometimes you get it wrong. And you can apply the same for any case when you try to predict the future. And the last point, which is very, very important, understanding the future for product management, for example, can help you to set direction for yourself. If you know how things are going to change in the future, you can it can help you to create your own goals to make you better and be ready for the change. So now what we're going to do, we are going to look at the 5 key points which I would like to highlight as key impact on a future product management from my perspective. So the 5 key points which we are going to discuss in more detail in this talk is specialization, the importance of being specialized in product management, the importance of remote product management in the future, being user-centric and data-driven, be widespread or having a widespread of understanding, and new tools and methodologies. So first point is specialization, but what I really mean on that. I assume all of you have product manager friends, and probably you know that some of them have technical background, some of them have come from design, UX, some might come from business. So you can find different flavor of product managers out there. And this is great because then you can segment product managers and product management styles by background or skills of the product manager. But you also can segment product management or by industries or technologies used for the product. So for example, your product might be an IoT product, or it might be hardware, or it might be a financial instrument, or it can be a physical product, or digital, or something else. And we also understand that each of these type of products and technologies in different industries might need slightly different product management style and approach. So this is another way you can segment product management. Which means if you would like to be successful in product management, you have to really understand your area and if to make the right decision. Just for example, imagine if you look at a Tesla car, a mobile app, a insurance, and let's say the restaurant Chilango, and you look at the product managers of each of these product, let's say, and you think about what skills these product managers needs to have, you're going to find out that there are some common skills each of these PMs need to have. But if they really want to be successful and would like to make their product successful, they really need to understand their product more in depth. So, for example, for Tesla motor, they need to understand and how the electric car works. For mobile phones, need to understand how users are using mobile phones, different type of operating system, and so on. And with insurance, again, it has its own needs. So specialization is going to be very important in the future. Once you understand what product you like to manage, if you would like to be successful, it's very important to specialize, understand what skills you need, and make sure that you specialize on that area. However, I would say specialization can be also being generic. So, for example, I know product managers who like to be generic. These are the product managers who can help different type of businesses to set a foundation of product management, which can be applied to any type of product. So you have to keep in mind that that would be another specialization as well. And most likely, you're going to struggle if you want to be best in everything. If you would like to be the best product manager for a electric car, and also a mobile app, and also for insurance, because there are so many factors, so many information what you need, which is very difficult to gain this understanding and knowledge. So that would be about specialization. Moving to the next point is, but before we move to the next point, I would like to highlight the news, one of the news which happened recently. In January 2016, Netflix has made an announcement that they launched their service in 130 countries simultaneously. And now it's available in 190 countries all over the world. So just this news shows that globalization is very, very important. And this is just one of the companies which expanded internationally. Other companies are what you can think about, for example, LinkedIn, and so on. So my next point is going to be a link to globalization, which is remote product management. Globalization, it used to be linked to big organizations before. Those organizations which had the money and the power and understanding of moving to other countries and providing their services and products in other countries. However, these days, even smaller companies can expand internationally cheaper, in more cost efficiently. And that's why we're going to see more and more companies going global. So imagine if there is a company which is very, very successful in one country and would like to increase their revenue. One of the options they have is to launch their product and services in other country, or they can launch another set of products in the country where they are. So what we're going to see the next couple of years, that more and more companies are going to try to expand globally. Probably at the beginning to one or two other countries, and later to even more. But globalization is happening. Also, what you can see is that sometimes having remote teams working on a product can be more cost efficient for companies. Just as an example, in Europe, if we have a development team in UK compared to development team in Russia, the cost of the development team is going to be 2-3 times cheaper than having a team in the UK, and the quality of the programmers can be actually same, or it can be even better. So cost efficiency, companies which are trying to cut costs, try to be more efficient, are going to look at an option to hire remote teams. However, also having remote teams can link to globalization, where you might need a team on the ground in the countries where the company is growing, and you might need to work with these teams. But another trend, what you can see, is also crowdsourcing. That's getting more and more popular. But also more and more companies let people work from home. Maybe you might start working from home once a week, or some other companies even let people working from home even 3 days, 4 days a week. So going back to my main point, remote product management, the trend what I see from statistics is that more and more product managers are working remotely, working on projects, not face-to-face in the company, but either running it from home partially or full-time, or working with teams across the globe. And what you need to know that remote product management needs slightly different skills from product management on the ground when you work with teams face-to-face. And if you feel like, or if you see yourself working in global companies, probably you are going to have to deal with people remotely, communicate via messaging services or via email, which gonna need different communication skills than when you can sit with your development team and tell them what they need. But also, if we don't look at only the development team as key stakeholders, but also other departments and maybe investors, you might get in a situation where these stakeholders are also they're not co-located with you, and you're gonna need a way to communicate with them. For example, sharing product roadmap, discussing issues, and so on. So again, back to the points, I think remote product management is going to have a more significant impact on product management in the future. Going to the next point is being user-centric and data-driven. Probably you say that, well, this is already happening. Companies are user-centric and data-driven. I would say that some companies are. In some countries, most of the companies are. But if you look at the fast-changing technology and consumer behavior, you understand that this is going to be even more important in the future. Changing consumer behavior can be only tracked if you collect data and you look into the data and you try to understand. And why is it important? It can really help you to speed up the go-to-market, to take the product to the market, and also it can help you to speed a reaction to the market changes. So imagine if you are improving the product, you are in a phase to improve the product, or when you are in a phase to build a product, which might take months, and you are not constantly monitoring the market, what changes the market has. You might launch a product which is outdated, and it's not going to be successful. That's why it's very important to monitor user behavior, understand market competition, collect data, and actually collecting the right data in the right month, and analyzing them, and understanding what changes you have to take in product management or in your product to make the product successful. And of course, if you focus on if you are user-centric and you focus on being data-driven, it's going to be give more efficiency for driving your product success, and it's going to increase the likeliness of launching a successful product. Also, it can help you to set the vision, and I recommend doing go-first planning. Go-first planning means that before you do planning, you set a goal, you set a vision, which vision is shared across the whole company, and then only after that you are started planning your backlog, the deliverables, and so on. And but setting the vision and the goals is very difficult before if you don't have the right information available. And of course, all of us are doing this. We are making a lot of assumptions. Data can really help you to verify assumptions and can help you to increase the chances to making the right decision around product and product development, product management. Okay, going to the next point. It's widespread of understanding. I slightly touched this at the first point, but widespread of understanding, actually, it's in this case, I mean something differently. At the first point, we talked about a different type of product management and skills. Here, I would like to mention of understanding what other departments and people are doing within the company. So if you look at the examples, what other departments you might work with, we can look at, it can be legal department, it can be marketing department, customer support, sales, and business development, finance, technology, and also shareholders. And the more you understand these stakeholders' goals, motivation, the better you can manage your product. What I mean on that is that you might be able to better explain to the stakeholders necessary steps to be taken for delivering your product, or you might better understand what these departments might need to make the business successful. So, for example, if your product is heavily dependent on marketing, and you understand how marketing works and what are the key factors which can have impact on marketing activities, you're going to be able to build your product easier and better. Just a very silly example, you might want to track marketing campaigns and success rates, subscription rate, and feed this information back to the marketing team so they can find out which campaign was the most successful, so they can maximize the campaign's efficiency. But the same can apply to legal and other departments. So to understand different business areas can really help you to be more efficient, to be a better communicator, and to be a better product manager. And as we talked about changing technology and changing environment, each of these business areas are changing rapidly too, and they are becoming more and more complex, which means that you're never going to be as good as those who are working 24/7 in these sectors. However, even if you understand the foundation of each of these business areas, is going to make you a more rounded product manager. So just summarizing, my other assumption is that product management and good product management is going to be very dependent on product managers who are more widespread, have more widespread understanding, and not just product management itself, but also the different business areas. And my last point would be the importance and the number of new tools and methodologies which are going to appear the next couple of years. Starting with cloud-based tools, probably each of you is already using at least one service or tool which is based on the cloud. And what we see is that the number of these tools is increasing. So more and more cloud-based tools are appearing. And these tools are getting better and better. And I've been using, actually, I have to admit, I've been using many product management tools. However, I haven't seen any which ticked all the boxes. However, I managed to use tools which could help me to do part of product management really well, such as strategy, planning, prioritization, and so on. So currently, I'm using different tools for each of these. I see more and more these kind of tools appearing on the market and targeting specific part of product management. And I see more and more these kind of tools appearing in the future as well. But if we cannot just talk about tools, we have to mention also methodologies. The last couple of years, actually looking back 10 years ago, we have a number of product management methodologies what could be used. And now what I see is that depending on the type of a business or product the product manager is working on, there might slightly change the methodology they use. And this is great because what they do is they take the foundational product management and they learn and they try different methodologies, and they slightly change the way how they make the way which helps them to be successful. So what I mean in that is that there are product management methodologies which are great, which are very broad and can give you a great foundation, but sometimes you have to build on top of this foundation and introduce additional methodologies which can help specifically make your product successful. And this methodology can be driven by not just your product or business, but also it can be driven by the culture of the company, how developers work, how you work, the tools what you are using, and so on. But also we have to mention different methodologies used for different parts of the products. So for example, if you have a complex product, let's say you have an e-commerce system where you might have a shopping basket, a checkout, a registration form, but also you have to think about fulfillment, which are two different types of products. You might want to use different methodologies for each of those. So for example, if you have a part of your product which is heavily regulated, let's say payments, it has to be very secured, you might want to have a slightly different product approach, product management approach for that type of the product compared to a more simple or less regulated part of the product. Now, covering the key points, I want to tell you how you can actually determine the future product management. This is not a rocket science. It can be done by everyone. By starting, you can start look at your experience. You can look back. For example, if you started product management 5 years ago, you can look back and you can think about what did you do that time, and what you are doing right now, and how things evolved and why they changed. And you can then look for different trends in your past experience to the current experience, and this can really help you to understand where things are going. You can also look at new trends. Of course, you can read books, you can read on the internet blog posts or articles which explain new approaches, and that can also help you to forecast where things go. And you can collect and analyze data. That's again very important. There are several ways you can do it. You can collect data in your specific area and analyze that, or you can do surveys with other people and find trends on those. So there are several ways how you can get the right information to make your assumptions. But also you can ask the experts. You can ask those who you think has valuable input into product management, and look for consistency. So if you ask 10 experts and 8 of them mention something what they think going to happen, or mention something what going to have impact on future product management, probably most likely it's going to be right. And also, you have to make realistic assumptions. Don't just go crazy and make up things. Try to think through whenever you try to create assumption about the future. Be realistic about it. And what's next? So what can you do now with this information? My recommendation is the following. Think about where you want to be in 5-10 years. Think about where you are right now and what you like to do and where you want to go, what you want to do, which company you would like to work for, what product you would like to deliver. Is it local? Is it international? Is it financial sector? Is it, would you like to work remotely? Would you like to work with big development team, or do you like startups? Do you like large organizations? And set a vision for yourself, and then do your analysis about the future product management. You can start with my points, but you can create your own 5 points. Look at how product management evolved, and make an assumption about where it goes, where it's going to be in 5-10 years. And then try to match your goal with where product management goes, and try to understand what are the skills you might need in the future to be successful. And then you can create a plan for how you're going to gain these skills, and you can start slowly work yourself through your backlog. And actually, it's just like creating a roadmap, but you create a roadmap for yourself to be more rounded and achieve your goal. And once you have the roadmap, all you need to do is execute, review, and refine. Very simple, just like managing a product. So just before we finish, I would like to again go through the 5 key points, starting with specialization. Again, just to summarize, you won't be able to manage all the different type of products. Most likely, you're gonna have to specialize. You have to find, what you are very interested in, what you like to do, and focus on that. Try to become the best in that type of product, business, or industry. Product management doesn't matter if you currently work with teams and departments, people face to face. Sooner or later, you might need to work with remote teams, and the earlier you start developing the skills you need for that, the better it is, because it's going to be more and more significant in the future. Being more user-centric and data-driven, if you are already user-centric and data-driven, just keep doing it. Keep in mind, it's not about the amount of information what you are getting, or data what you are getting. It's about the right amount of information what you need, just enough information to make the right decision. And having a widespread of understanding of the business, where the business you are in, and understanding what other people are doing around you, so you can work better with them. That's again very important, just because communication is going to be more complex in the future, because each of these business units are going to be more complex, and they are changing more rapidly. If you don't have a basic understanding of their motivation, their goals, it's going to be hard for you to build product in the future. And look for new tools and methodologies, and try them, and find the one which works the most with you, with your team, with your company, and with your product. Because more and more of these are going to come up, and all you need to do is to try them and find the one which helps you to launch your product or manage your product. From my experience, whenever I joined a new company, I could use most of my experience to set the foundation of product management in the company. However, once you at one point you are going to hit a point when you cannot be more efficient with that, and then you're going to have to start tweaking or adding additional side change at your approach. So that will be it from me. If you would like to, if you have more questions regarding to the presentation, please feel free to contact me. And now back to Jeremy.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you to our speaker, Ladislav Bartos, head of product over at OCOM, for today's really great conversation, great talk on the future of product management. And also for those of you interested, as always, the presentation will be posted to our SlideShare channel. And also a big thank you from me, Jeremy Horn, the product guy, and everyone else who joined us today. And also don't forget, if you're interested in being a product mentor like today's speaker, Ladislav, the product people of all sorts, all around the world, visit theproductmentor.com and sign up today. Session 6 starts January 8th, and we're always looking for more mentors. And also, if you're looking to fill a new product job with a great product person, visit our very own free-for-all job board at theproductjobs.com. And don't forget to give a thumbs up to the video. Thanks. See you guys next time. Bye.